But Dave, I want to give you the floor here a little bit because I put on this MGK album, Tickets to My Downfall. Fourth, this is what his fourth album, fifth album. I think it's his fifth at this point. He had four before this, and MGK. The last time we saw him was in the Motley Crue movie, and I did not watch that movie, but by all accounts, it was very bad. And
Yes.
But it seems like such a perfect fit for MGK, kind of this, grimy guy who's like known for like hooking up with very attractive women who seem like they'd be out of his league usually. But I mean, he's got that lanky appeal, similar to you, Dave.
Relax. MGK putting out Wilt Chamberlain numbers, quote tweeting pictures of him with Summer Rae, Chantel Jeffries, and Megan Fox. Truly one of the best things I've seen all year. And it's kind of funny, right? Like MGK, this guy who's from the gutter, from nothing, in the streets of Cleveland, made it and has gone full LA, And you're actually selling him short. We have seen him since that Motley Crue movie. He was in Big Time Adolescence with his buddy Pete Davidson.
Oh, you're right.
As his friend.
Wow. And Pete Davidson's on this album. Comes
That's
in
right.
for a little guest spot when MGK is coming down off mushrooms, which is actually a pretty funny part of this whole
thing. It was just
thing.
genuine. You could tell it was real.
Yeah. But Dave, I didn't hate this album. I actually just felt like it was Blink 182 karaoke in a lot of senses. And
yeah, for sure.
In a lot of ways, that's inoffensive and enjoyable to listen to. The lyrics are pretty bad, but the sound, not bad, especially when you have Travis Barker on the drums. This is punk pop stupidity. So sure, I'll go with it. It's a decent listen, but you had some thoughts the other day. I want to hear you kind of just like go off on this album right now.
Yeah, I think that point is right. It is intentionally inoffensive. And it's actually on track to be his biggest album first week ever, which I think is quite notable because he never truly made major commercial inroads as a rapper. Part of that, I think, was due to his own doings. He never made a great album. I think the closest he ever got for me was his Breaking News mixtape, which is not on streaming. But he always had good technical ability, and there were always moments with that. You think of how he busts on the scene with like Wild Boy, for example. But more recently, Rap Devil, his diss song of Eminem, a great song, a really good song. And it was on an EP that sold 20,000 first week. It just didn't seem to catapult him. And that was disappointing to me because I really liked that song. I really liked what he did on that. But now, if you've been an MGK fan, whether you're attracted to his cut jaw or you've been into the music so now whatever the reason, you've probably noticed that Machine Gun Kelly has been making changes to his sound, right? And you think of like a big hit from a few years back, Camila Cabello, Bad Things, right? That is pretty much a light pop song, really no hip hop in that. Loose single, Why Are You Here? He had that song with Youngblood, was I Think I'm Okay. Like there's been these moments you're like, okay, wow, MGK's not making hip hop, but he's finding success in doing that. Last year, that song with Trippie Redd, Candy, right? Really melodic, again, more pop angled stuff. You could see this coming. And now he's finally embracing this new album, Tickets to My Downfall, as being his pop punk album. And for me, it's kind of disappointing to see for me because he was someone who had like real like street cred in hip hop and had like widespread respect in the scene. But because he never found commercial success, he felt this need to rebrand his sound and appeal to the white girls. So then again, he did not find a lot of hip hop success. So I don't blame him for this shift. And for everything he said, this is also stuff he likes, so I'm not going to hate on him for that or anything. But for me, it was just hard for me not to see the like blatant like brand realignment that was this album. But as you said, it's pretty inoffensive. And I think there are some moments on this and like My Ex's Best Friend, the single with Black Bear, that is a catchy pop song, man. That was really catchy. And yeah, the lyrics are pretty bad on this the whole time, But when you're trying to make inoffensive pop punk in particular, something that's basically non-existent in mainstream pop music, the bar is inherently low, and
Mm-hmm.
MGK is on a high in terms of his celebrity and people paying attention to him. So I guess it makes sense. So yeah, I mean, I think it really just depends how you're coming at this, right?
No, yeah, I completely agree. And I saw a fairly mixed reaction on Twitter last week, right? When this dropped, I saw some people saying this is a great move for MGK, that they really enjoyed this. Some people saying, oh man, MGK just, taking another hit, kind of selling out a bit. I found this to be like a fun listen. It really is. Like I said, it just like was I was unable to listen to this and not think like this is Travis Barker being like, this is how we made Blink 182 sound like this, and now you
Mm-hmm.
just kind of put your vocals on it. And he's got a good voice for punk rock, like I feel like he's got that like deep kind of guttural like vocals that
Sure.
just make that punk sound kind of pop. I also really liked Forget Me Too with Halsey. And Halsey came in. At first, I thought it might have been Haley Williams. Like she comes in sounding
Sure.
so like I don't know, like punkish. Like I also did not expect to hear Halsey on this record. I guess
Raspy voice.
exactly. And then, man, I thought Halsey was great on that song. Bloody Valentine, I thought was okay. Like
Mm.
it was a fine, inoffensive song. Just kind of was like, like the whole time I was like, whatever. Like good on MGK for trying something, but I don't know if this is it.
Right. Yeah,
Uh,
personally for me, I think Bloody Valentine's probably one of the weaker moments on this. Cause I don't think that song works that well. But I was actually pretty disappointed in Nothing Inside featuring Ian Dior because uh, MGK was featured on Ian's project back in May or June, Sick and Tired. And again, that's another one where like, oh wow, MGK actually has this ability to ride like that wavy melody laden rap that's really big right now, right? And Ian Dior is one of the biggest faces in that. Obviously, his song "Mood" with 24K Gold is a huge top 10 hit right now. But Nothing Inside didn't come close to those moments. I wanted more from that one, given what I was expecting going in. Similarly, All I Know with Trippy, not as good as Candy from last year. But I mean, yeah, I guess I'm happy for the guy because this is gonna give him some more success. He did mention that he was considering leaving music if this didn't become a big hit for him, which was weird to me, right? Because like he's been signed to Bad Boy Records this whole time. He's been signed to Diddy, yet nothing really stuck, right? Except for the Camilla song, and that was always kind of weird to me. And I was always wondering, like, maybe if he just became an independent artist, where again the bar is lowered for success. You don't need to sell as much to make lots of money. I kind of thought that would be the route, but no, I think he definitely found something. He found a new lane. And as much as I hate anyone collaborating with Black Bear, I think that song is really good. So yeah, like I said, it's gonna be his biggest album to date. You can't hate on that.
Can't hate on it at all. Good for MGK getting that money, or that at least that those streams.